Good evening, everybody. This is Robert, and we're ready to do another strat-o-matic replay. And as I'm talking to you, I'm here in South Florida, and as I'm speaking with you right now, there's a hurricane kind of passing over the panhandle here. So I just want to give all my hopes out there to everybody that will be safe from the storm. I have recently purchased the 1908 baseball season now from strat-o-matic, and now let's take a look and see what replay we're going to do tonight. As you see, first of all, Wikipedia 1908. You see, look at the statistical leaders. You'll see players like Ty Cobb, Ed Walsh, Eddie Joss, Christy Mathewson, some nobody named Honus Wagner dominate the leaderboards. And there we see the Detroit Tigers and the Chicago Cubs. They won their respective leagues this time. And again, I'd like to clarify, I thought the Cubs' last World Series was last year in 1907. Actually, they won it this year in 1908, and then the drought started. So for everyone who thinks I do know what I'm talking about, sometimes you get lost in history. Where's that time machine of mine? For tonight's replay, I'm going to stay in Chicago, but this time we're going to go with the White Sox. And a game that came up when I was looking at the events came up here, and I'll point it out to you. See, October 2nd, in a game involving the Cleveland Naps and the Chicago White Sox, Ed Walsh struck out 15 naps and walked a batter, pitching a complete game, but it was not enough as Eddie Joss pitched a perfect game, and the Naps beat the White Sox 1-0 during the heat of the pennant race. Cleveland center fielder Joe Birmingham scored the game's only run. It is perhaps the finest pitching duel in baseball history. Is it? Well, let's find out, as that is the game I've chosen. I'm going to take the Eddie Joss got the complete game for the Cleveland Naps. So I'm going to be the loser. So I'm going to let the computer play, and suddenly it went from a nice day to a lousy day for baseball. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe they don't like the computer playing. I don't know. So I'm going to take on the Chicago White Sox and go up against the Cleveland Naps, and that's what they were known as at the time. The Indians, they were known as the Indians a little later, a few more years down the road. They were called the Cleveland Naps because of Nap Lajoie. He was the captain of the team, and they decided to name the team after. They really didn't officially name the team after them, but I guess the newspapers kind of de facto did that. So let's play ball.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
And welcome to League Park, home of the Cleveland Naps. And you take a look at the diagram of League Park, you see how big the outfield is on one side here. And this is a shot of League Park back in the day. So there were actually two League Parks. One was for Cleveland and one was for Cincinnati, the Reds. And this one, however, is a shot of Cleveland's League Park. It says it's a bad day for baseball, so that means singles should be kept to a minimum, and I guess if the ballpark effects for a home run come up, that ball ain't going nowhere. Let's have a look at the pitchers. Let's have a look here. Pitching for the Cleveland Naps is going to be Eddie Joss. In 1908, 24 wins, 11 losses, a 1.16 ERA, and 130 strikeouts. Eddie Joss. Yeah, okay. Another superstar that would make millions, of course, if he was to pitch today. Let's see. Top of the first inning, leading off for the Chicago White Sox will be Ed Noodles Hahn, who I showed you once. And in 1908, he batted .251, no homers. So let's get started. Here's the first pitch. Let's see if there's a complete game here or a shutout here. And Nat Clark gets a pop out to the catcher. Clark makes the catch, and there's one down. And that will bring up Fielder Jones. And there's a strikeout by Joss, and there's two down, and will bring up Frank Isbell. And a split card comes up, a ground out to the pitcher, and Joss will throw it over to retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the first inning, let's take a look at the starting pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, and that will be Ed Walsh. 40 wins. Really? Are you serious right now? 40 wins, 15 losses, a 1.42 ERA. Now, I wonder how much money he would get, who got 40 wins and a 1.42 ERA. As I said, dead ball era pitching was unbelievable. Okay, so I think I got a pretty good pitcher here. He struck out 15 in that game, so let's see how many he gets. Wilbur Good's going to lead off for the Naps. And he hits a grounder to Parent at short. And Parent, on the first play, commits an error, so he will go to first. And that will bring up Bill Bradley. He can't get the lead. He will try to bunt at it. It's a sacrifice bunt. He'll get the man over to second base, so Good will go over to second. And that will bring up Bill Hinchman. There's a fly ball to Jones in center. And Jones makes the catch, and that's the second out. Now here is Nap LaJoie, the namesake of the Cleveland Naps. Let's see. In 1908, not one of his better years. 289 average, 2 homers, 375 slugging percentage. Yeah, not one of his better years. He only hit 289. These days, of course, batters hitting 289 still get hundreds of millions of dollars. Like I said, baseball is a strange game. Here's Nap LaJoie. He will bat. And he flies out to center, so no one scores there. We go to the second inning. Here is Patsy Daugherty for the White Sox. And there's the base hit, so I guess it will not be a complete game for Addie Joss, as it's a base hit. Daugherty will go to first, so I guess that takes care of the complete game that I thought we were probably going to see here, but that's why you replay the games. Daugherty on at first. He's held. Let's see if I can... can't get the lead, and now we want to tap and let Davis go for the bat. See what happens here. And he grounds out to first. Score a 3-6-3 double play, and it will bring up Freddie Parent. And he struck him out. Bottom of the second, here is George Stovall. Strikeout. One down, and here is Nig Clark. And there's a grounder to Parent at short. And he commits an error. That's the second error by the White Sox. Allows a base runner to get on for the Naps. And now it will be Joe Birmingham coming up. He can't get the lead. Here's the roll. And he grounds it to Parent at short. Gets the force out at second. And now we'll bring up George Perring. And Birmingham can't get the lead. And a line drive right to Parent at short to end the inning. So 2 innings gone, no score. Addie Joss back on the mound. Here is Ossie Schreckengost. And there's a strikeout for you, 1 down. And now here's Lee Tannehill. Tannehill grounds out to LaJoie at second, 2 down. And now here is Ed Walsh. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout, bottom of the third. Addie Joss will lead it off now for the Naps. Grounder to short. Parent over to first base for the out. And now we'll have Wilbur Good, who is 0 for 1. Got on base courtesy of an error. And there's a base hit. So Good will go to first on the first hit by the Naps this time instead of an error. And let's see what he does. He's running. We're going to try to throw him out. And he's safe. So Good steals second base. And now Bradley will come up. And Bradley gets walked. So runners at first and second, 1 out. And Bill Hinchman will bat here. Let's see what we do. And there's a strikeout. So Ed Walsh picks up another one. Another K. And now here's the ever-dangerous Nap LaJoie. Pass ball on Schreckengost. That will allow the runners to move up to runners at second and third. Now, after LaJoie, you got George Stovall. Now, here's my question. Do I pitch to LaJoie? Or do I let Stovall out? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him the free pass because I know how good he could be. I'm going to put him on base. I'm going to pitch to George Stovall and see if we can get him. Here, let's see. Ed Walsh, up to you. Get him out. Grounder to shortstop. Parent will make the play. And the strategy works. At the end of 3, it's still Chicago White Sox nothing, Cleveland Naps nothing. We go to the 4th. And here's Ed Noodles Hahn. There's a fly ball to Birmingham at center. Makes for the out. And fielder Jones will come up. Another fly ball to Birmingham at center. Puts it up, 2 down, and now here's Frank Isbell. There's a single. So Isbell goes to first, and the White Sox get a runner on, and now Patsy Daughtry will try to bring him in. And split card's coming up. That's going to be a base hit to right for Daughtry. And let's see, do we send the lead runner? Yeah, let's send the lead runner. He's going to be waved to third. They'll cut the throw off. So with runners at first and third, George Davis will come up for the White Sox. Let's have a look at him real quick. George Davis in 1908, yeah, 217. And I don't know, maybe even do 217 hitters get millions of dollars still here well, does Jason Hayward ring a bell? Okay, I guess batters that only hit around the Mendoza line still get millions of dollars. George Davis will bat, and it's a strikeout. Bottom of the 4th inning, and Nig Clark will come up to bat. And Nig Clark will ground out to second. And there's one down. That'll bring up Joe Birmingham. And there's a single to left field. Daughtry will throw the ball in, so the Naps have a runner on first. And we'll see what we do against George Perring. And Walsh throws trying to pick Birmingham safe, a close play. Birmingham just got back. And here's Perring. Perring strikes out, 2 down, and now here's Addy Joss. And he is caught looking. So we go to the 5th. Still no score. No perfect game, no 15 strikeouts here at League Park, but we got a pitcher's duel like I expected between these two. Let's see what Freddie Parent does. Freddie Parent hits a single to center, so we get the leadoff runner on first base. And what's Parent's abilities? A stealing of a B. Let's even get the lead with him here. He can't get the lead, and I won't attempt. Now, how's Schreckengoss's ability at hit and run? It's a B, but he doesn't really have the, the man that's not that. Let's Schreckengoss bat. And there you go, is a fly out to left field, and there's 1 out. As I said, a bad day here for baseball at League Park. Must be drizzling or a little, probably light rain here. And here's Lee Tannehill. Tannehill will strike out. 2 men down. And now Ed Walsh is the last chance. And he gets caught looking. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, so we get the leadoff base runner, but nothing, no dice. Here's Wilbur Good to lead off for Cleveland. He grounds out the Parent at short. That'd be 1 down. And now Bill Bradley will bat. Bradley grounds out to Davis at second, 2 down. And now Bill Hinchman will come up. And there's a clean double. So the Cleveland Naps will have Hinchman at second. And there's Nap LaJoie. And Nap LaJoie is in clutch mode. And, I think I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to give Nap LaJoie the free pass, put him on, and I'm going to pitch to George Stovall. And a big difference if you saw the cards. So let's see what happens. Here's the play to Stovall. And it's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a base hit for Stovall, but the third base coach puts up the stop sign. So the bases are loaded now for Nig Clark. And with bases loaded, well, let's see a little bit about him. In 1908, 241 average, and 1 homer. All right. Bases loaded. Let's see. Can Ed Walsh get out of the jam? It's going to be up to Schreckengoss, and he makes the catch in foul territory. So with bases loaded, the Cleveland Naps can't get him in. We go to the 6th inning, still a scoreless ball game. Noodles Hahn, and he grounds out to short. There's 1 down, and now it'll bring up fielder Jones. There's a single to right field. Good will throw the ball back in. Runner on first base. And Jones has got definitely a threat to steal. Frank Isbell. And let's see. Can we get the lead? He said he can't get the lead. A 1-9. We won't attempt. We got to try to get something going here. So I'm going to attempt the hit and run. Hit and run is on. It's a grounder to short to Perring. And it's a one-base error by Perring. So Jones takes second. Isbell to first. Runners at first and second with one out. And now Patsy Daughtry has a chance to drive in a run. Split card coming up, and it's a line drive right to Bradley at third. Now 2 down, and George Davis will have to take a hack at it. Split card coming up, and it's another line drive to third and retires the side. So again, the White Sox threaten but can't get the run in. Bottom of the sixth, here's Joe Birmingham to lead it off for the Naps. There's a ground ball to Davis at second base. It's a single through the infield as Davis couldn't get to it. And Birmingham will go to first. And we'll see what we do against Perring. He's running. Try to throw him out. And the throw sails into the outfield. Schreckengost throws the ball away, moves Birmingham to third. The infield will be in. And with nobody out, the Cleveland Naps definitely have a chance here to get a run. And so George Perring will come up. Split card coming up, and that's a fly out to the left field. And there is one down as Birmingham will hold as he doesn't get the run in, and now it's up to Addy Joss. Joss squares around. Joss misses the pitch. A steal attempt. He's running. He's out. Wow, how's that for excitement? Okay, so it was a suicide squeeze. But Joss missed the pitch. The steal attempt was on, and the only thing that Birmingham saw at the end of the baseline was a catcher waiting for him to say, "Hey, I got the ball. Guess what? You shall not pass." 2 outs. Here's Addy Joss to try again, and he just promptly strikes out. At the end of 6, it's the Chicago White Sox nothing and the Cleveland Naps nothing. We go to the 7th now. Addy Joss still pitching, still on the mound. Don't see any signs of fatigue. Freddie Parent will lead off. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Perring will throw over to first for 1 out. And here's Schreckengost. After making that error, he needs to redeem himself here. And that's not a bad way to do it. Base hit. He'll go to first. And we have a man on, and we'll bring up Lee Tannehill. Let's see if 70%. Let's see if let's see what his ability to steal is. Let's see what he's got here. And Joss with the pick off a check. And Schreckengost is back to the bag easy. So now with a 30%, he's going to have to hold. What's Lee Tannehill's hit and run? It's a B. We're just going to have to try to do it the old-fashioned way. Let's roll the dice. And there's a pop out to short. Perring will make the play. And now Ed Walsh will bat. Fly ball to left. Can Hinchman make the play? Nope. It's a single and an error on Bill Hinchman. It's a single in E7. Schreckengost scores from first. And the White Sox take a 1-0 lead in a very tight pitcher's duel. And Walsh will go to third, so the pitcher comes through with a big base hit, but Hinchman couldn't make the play, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get a talking to from the coach. Here's Ed Hahn. Hahn grounds it to second to LaJoie, and LaJoie makes an error. That's an E4. Walsh will score from third. It's now 2-0 White Sox. Both teams have made 3 errors in this game, but right now the only numbers that matter is what's under the R column. Here's Fielder Jones, 2 outs, and he strikes out. Name 2 of the 13 American League players who have hit 50 or more homers in one season. Well, quite a list there. Pretty much everyone's on the Hall of Fame except for Albert Bell is not on there yet. Neither is Cecil Fielder. Mark McGwire, A-Rod will probably never get on. Ken Griffey, Ken Griffey, of course, Brady Anderson, Jim Thome, who will be in the Hall of Fame in a year or so, and David Ortiz, of course, will be in there probably on his first ballot. Pretty good list there, people. Not too bad. Bottom of the 7th, it's Chicago 2, Cleveland nothing. Wilbur Good will lead off. And let me see how Ed Walsh is. Let's see what we got here. Shall we visit the mound? Let's see. Let's visit the mound and see what he says. And He says no fatigue, so let's get him going. Here's the pitch to Good. Good, it's a fly ball to Hahn to right. A two-base error by Ed Hahn, and Good will go to second. That is the fourth error on the White Sox. So on a bad day here at League Park, the White Sox have committed 4 errors, and the Naps have committed 3. Ugh, what an ugly game. Here's Bill Bradley. Bradley hits a double. The Cleveland Naps will get 1 back on it, and will bring up Bill Hinchman. So still a runner on second base. And now the batter is Hinchman. He can't get the lead. There's a line out to first. Isbell makes the play, 1 out. And now here's Nap LaJoie. Now, with tying run on second base, and know how good LaJoie is. It is not a clutch situation. It's going to be a tight one to call here. I know how good he could be. 1 out. I'm going to put him on base. You know what? No, let's throw. Let's roll the dice. And a ground ball to Parent at short. And he gets the out. 2 down. And now here's George Stovall. His clutch is active. Only seems to be one thing there. Let's see what happens. Can we get him out? This is going to be a fly ball to right. And he'll make the catch. So the Cleveland Naps only get 1 run. So at the end of 7, it's Chicago 2 and Cleveland 1. Top of the 8th inning. Frank Isbell coming up. And he walks. So I get the leadoff man at first base. And Isbell is up. And with Patsy Daughtry, he can decently bunt. Let's see if we can get him over here, because that could be a very... He bunts at it. It's a sac bunt, and Isbell will move to second. And now we'll bring up George Davis. Line out to Bradley at third, 2 down. And now Freddie Parent, who's 1 for 3. And he walked him. So now we got runners at first and second. Schreckengost is up. Can we get a big run in? Nope, popped it out. Bradley makes the play. Bottom of the 8th. I'm going to check Walsh's fatigue and see what he says here. And he says still no fatigue. So we're going to let Walsh stay in there. And let's have Nick Clark go back. And he flies out to center. There's 1 down. And Joe Birmingham is up 2 for 3. 2 base hits. Split card coming up. It's going to be a line out to third. And there's now 2 down. And now here's George Perring. There's a fly ball to Hahn in right. And he makes an unbelievable play in right field. And we retire the side. We go to the top of the 9th. Addie Joss still pitching for the Naps. There's a ground ball to LaJoie. And LaJoie makes another error. A 1 base error by LaJoie. Tannehill goes to first. And so the score may be 2-1 in runs by White Sox over Naps, but it's tied at 4 in errors. 8 errors in the game. Ed Walsh is up, and I'm going to try to bunt him over. And it's a good bunt. Moves Tannehill to second. And now Hahn will bat. And he walked him. So runners at first and second now for Fielder Jones. A big insurance run is on at second base. Fly ball to center. Birmingham will make the catch. And Frank Isbell. Split card coming up. This is going to be a fly out to center and retires the side. So we got a 1-run game here going to the bottom of the 9th inning. And we're going to have, it's going to be Joss, Good, and Bradley. And let's have a look at Ed Walsh and see if he's, let's see how what's going on. Is he ready to come out? Let's have a look. No fatigue. Well, you're up 2-1. Do you want to bring it? Let's see what Ed Walsh can do here. We're bottom of the 9th inning. Remember again, as I say, in the dead ball era, these pitchers went a long way. This wasn't like they pitched 3 innings and we got the next pitcher in there. We're going to let him pitch to Addie Joss, and Nap LaJoie will bring in Deacon McGuire. So McGuire will come up and pinch hit, which means that's the day over for Addie Joss. In 1908, 200 average. Okay, just a basic pinch hitter to see if he can get something going. And that's going to be a ground ball to Tannehill at third. He will make the play, 1 down. And now it'll bring up Wilbur Good. Good grounds at the Parent at short. The last chance for the Naps will be Bill Bradley. Here's the roll. Can Schreckengoss make the play? Popped it out. He sits under it, waits for the ball to come down, squeezes a glove, and that's the game. So we go to the box score here as the 1908 Chicago White Sox defeat the 1908 Cleveland Naps by a score of 2-1. Pretty an ugly game here. Patsy Daugherty for the White Sox was 2 for 3. He'll be at the star at the plate. Birmingham for the Naps was 2 for 4. Let's have a look here. Ed Walsh, he was supposed to have 15 strikeouts. He struck out 5, but he gets the win. Addie Joss was supposed to pitch a perfect game, and he gets 8 strikeouts. Now, if you take a look at something, look at the box score real quick and notice the final score was 2-1, but Walsh doesn't have any ERA, and neither does Addie Joss. Why? Because of the 8 errors. None of the runs scored were earned. Baseball is amazing. They didn't get a single bit of ERA because all three runs were unearned. Hahn made an error. Parent made 2 of them. LaJoie made 2 of them. Schreckengoss made 1. Hinchman and Perring. So, in a pretty much a very ugly game, but Ed Walsh got a complete game as the White Sox beats the Cleveland Naps 2-1. Joss is a hard luck loser. He pitched 9 innings and didn't allow an earned run, but he doesn't get the win. Well, everyone, I want to thank you very much for watching another edition of strat-o-matic Replay. 1909 will be next up in my next replay. So until then, I want everybody to stay safe out there. To all my friends that I know in North Florida, be safe out there. Once again, the final score here from League Park, it's the Chicago White Sox 2 and the Cleveland Naps 1. Have a good night, everybody.